Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure as usual being out here and bringing this message of self-realization to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity and every other identity is false identity. That's why I want to speak to you concerning how Abdullah taught Neville that the power is within. So I want to speak to you today concerning the power that is within you, okay, and how to activate that power that is within you. And the reason why I really want to focus you and the power that is within you is because there's another power that is at work. And when I say there's another power, I'm speaking about the same one energy that is used to keep people under fear. Okay, so right now, the cabal or the elites are behind this whole thing concerning a coronavirus pandemic to keep the masses under doubt and fear, and for them to be looking on the outside. Now, what I'm saying here, you can read it in Revelation chapter 13, okay? And you can also read it in Daniel chapter 3, where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not bow to the image. And Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is speaking of your place, your peace of mind, your love for yourself, and you having wisdom and exercising that wisdom. So basically, that's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is really all about, okay? And it teaches you also in Revelation 13 that the beast was wounded. We see the school system wounded right now. We see the political system is wounded right now. And we see the religious system is wounded right now. And we see that was taking place from 1929 to 1939, and then after that they had a world war, and they were moving, as I would have said in a video before, from the agricultural age into the industrial age. And right now they are moving from the industrial age into a digital age. And in this digital age, those who've been exercising rule over the people's mind and set up this aristocracy, okay, when there is actually no aristocracy but the aristocracy of the spirit, the inner power that we all depends upon. We see that they want to keep the masses in fear and in further mind control. So here we see Abdullah was on the scene, just like how I am right here, right now, on the scene, bringing this message of self-realization, pointing you to look inwardly, saying to you that there's only one power. For everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Therefore, there's no other place you should look but look inwardly to realize that it is your thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. Therefore, what they're doing right now, they are breaking the world's economy to bring the weak under more doubt, unfair, and mediocrity, where they're doubting themselves and they're wondering what next. But you're told that perfect love casteth out all doubt and all fear. And that is why I'm bringing this message of love to you, this message of peace to you, this message teaching you that you are to be strong in these times, that you have to exercise your mind in these times, that you have to get into your gym, your spiritual gym, and build your spiritual muscles. And when you build your spiritual muscles, you'll be spiritually strong. You'll have spiritual endurance and tenacity, because, my brothers and my sisters, you are a spirit having a human experience. And that is why I am teaching you not to look to Babylon, but instead to look to Zion, look to Jerusalem, look to the place of the higher mind, the place of joy and peace and happiness. Now, those who have a religious mentality, they always look to Israel from a geographical standpoint and look to the Middle East, but I'm looking within. East for me is within. East is the place of peace. And so Abdullah was teaching Neville how to look to the place of peace, and he was teaching him that when he find that place of peace, that he would come into dominion and power, because he refused every other God and choose the only God, which is the God that is within, which is his own human imagination. So when Neville had the desire to go to Barbados in the time of the Great Depression, this is when Abdullah taught him the secret of the ancients and how to activate the power within himself to be able to live in a place of affluence. And that is why, my brothers and my sisters, worrying would not help you in these times. But when you focus your energy within and you prove for yourself that imagination creates reality, that is infinite power. That gives you the power of the Queen in Buckingham Palace. It gives you the power of the Pope in the Vatican. It gives you the power of all politicians and all presidents, because there's only one power and none have more power than you. We all been given that equal power. It has been shown to us in the parable, or the secret of those who work for 9 hours, and some work for 10 hours, and some work for 8 hours, and some work for 7, and some work for 6 hours, and so on. And then there were those who came in the 11th hour and they worked for 1 hour and they got the same pay. And those who work for many other hours was complaining. And the Bible tells you that those who came in the 11th hour, they got the same payment. It is teaching us that there's only one power, one universal power, and it's how we use that power. Okay, and also teaching us that each and everyone have their time of self-realization, and also all of our manifestation, they have a time period. It is the law of gestation also. So all of these things culminated in that parable right there. And that is why, my brother and my sisters, I'm encouraging you in this time to look no other place but to look within. And let me strengthen you by letting you know that in Luke 17:21, you're told that you must never ever allow anyone to have you to look outside of yourself. For the kingdom of God is within you. And in Matthew 6:33, you're told that when you discover the kingdom of God within you, that you will also discover the secret of creation. You discover the secret of all ages. You discover the secret of the ancients, and you will be able to create your reality consciously. That's what it means when you say all these things that you so desire in this world, they will be added unto you. So you do not have to depend on the system. But the reason why many of you might be right now going through your furnaces, it is because the universe wants to reveal to you the fourth man in the fire. And the fourth man in the fire is your I amness, your true self. We want to reveal your true self to you, to lift you to a higher level of consciousness. So my brothers and my sisters, this whole message I'm bringing to you from time to time, it is just about looking inwardly. It is all about discovering your identity. It is all about you believing in yourself, because when you believe in yourself, it means that you believe in God. When you trust yourself, it means that you trust God. When you obey your intuition, you're being obedient to God. You're walking according to the commandments of God, and you're doing what God wants you to do. And what God wants you to do in this time is to be productive. It is to be creative. It's to use your creativity to bless humanity. It's to use your creativity to lift your vibration so that you will be able to stand on the mountain, because you build your house on a strong foundation, the foundation of faith. And faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The evidence of the thing not seen is speaking of your imagination. No one can see your imagination until manifestation. And that is your power. Okay, so your power is within. Use that power. Activate that power. Do not think about what they want you to think about. Do not think about corona. Do not put anything over your face. You understand what I'm saying? You're supposed to be out here breathing in that good prana. You're supposed to be out here getting that good oxygen, having oxygenated blood flowing throughout your body, because you're told that God breathed the breath of life into man and man became a living soul. People with things over their face, they're stifling themselves. Okay, supposed to have, every day we're supposed to have fresh air. We're supposed to revitalize ourselves every day. We're supposed to make sure every day we have a cold shower. We're supposed to practice deep breathing. And we're supposed to practice meditation. We're supposed to write down all of our desires, because Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you to do that. Okay, that's how the magic works. You must write it down. Put it on tablets. Put it on the tablets of your heart, your mind. But put it on paper also. And though it tarries, it's only for a certain time, because there's a lot of gestation. So my brother and my sisters, you can have and be and do whatever you want in this world. And Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, our ancestor taught Neville Goddard this secret. And you are to capitalize on the secret. Don't get caught up with the news. Don't get caught up with how many people that is of your complexion dying from the corona, and less people dying who have some different race or some different background. Don't get caught up with this foolishness. All these things are distraction to distract you. That is why this message I'm bringing it for everyone. So you have a choice. You can refuse it or you can reject it. But the real message that Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard, if you should take anything away from Abdullah and Neville Goddard, or from the teaching of Neville Goddard, is that the power is within and there's no other power. So all of these other powers that is set up and would have put in our subconscious mind from a little child, we have to reprogram our subconscious mind from those teachings. They were all a lie. So when they teach us that education is the key, they were lying to us. Okay? And when they teach us to depend on politicians, and most people in my country depend on politicians, the politicians are going to give them $200 and $300 a month. And many people are going to allow that and let that allow them to decide where their vote goes, because they're so involved in politics. Because all of these things been put in place to rule over your mind. That is why, my brother, my sisters, it is said that you shall know the truth. And when you know the truth shall set you free. And I'm saying the truth is that the power to create anything you want to create in this world is within you. That God is your own human imagination, the creator in everyone. And without him was not anything made that was made, for all things was made by him. Who's that him? That him is not a man 2,000 years ago. That him is a personification of your own human imagination. And that is why Jesus is an image in your mind. It's an idol in your mind. But Christ is your higher self. And those who wanted to keep in captivity, they took the name of an idol, which is Jesus, and put it next to the Christ, your higher self. So every time you repeat the name of Jesus and add the Christ to it and believe is a man who existed 2,000 years ago, you're giving away your power. It means you're believing in an idol or power outside of yourself. So when people see that Catholics do this, the sign of the cross and bow down to a outside image, is a trick. And many people say, oh, the Catholics bow down to idols, but we who are the Pentecostals, we don't bow to idols. We who are the Adventists, we who are the Jehovah's Witness, we who are the this and we who are the that. And they all trapped in false identity. All of them trapped in false identity. There are people who look at me and look at my bears and think I'm Muslim. No, I'm not that deceived either. Okay? Because all religion is to keep you controlled. It's to keep you brainwashed. It's for you to hold to false identity. All the teaching they teach us in school about race, tell us one race is Mongoloid, one is Caucasian, One is Negroid, one is this, one is that. It's all bullshit. Just one universal consciousness, one infinite awareness, one mind. And I'm speaking from experience, and that is why when I come here and I speak to you, I just speak from bare inspiration. I just speak from my intuition, whatever I'm inspired to say to you. That is what I will say to you. I do not have a script. I don't read anything from anything. As a matter of fact, I live in a country that they refer to as a third world country. And I've come to realize all third world country have to do with the third world mentality that the people have. It's a third class mentality they really have, and not a first class. But Abdullah taught Neville how to have a first class mentality, and many people miss it. When Neville went to Abdullah feeling happy because he got this $50, but that wasn't the completion of the vision. The vision says you're going to Barbados first class, and here he was affirming the third class that they told him by the ship company, and Abdullah turned his back on him and slammed the door in his face. And that is why we have to slam the door in the face of all deceivers and liars and oppressors that want to keep you oppressed, mentally speaking. Okay? And until Neville had to believe and hold to what Abdullah would have taught him, then the very day when he turned up to board the ship, he was told, Mr. Goddard, we have good news for you. Someone have canceled the trip, and now you're going first class. We have to be first class thinkers. How are we to be first class thinkers? By realizing that the power is within, by loving ourselves, believing ourselves. We have to have a peace of mind, Shadrach. We have to have love of self, Meshach. And we have to have wisdom and light, Abednego. You see, there's some people who say, I see people have, one time I think I see Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and they have 3 black men. It's not that. When they have 3 black men, or 3 white men, or 3 Chinese men, it doesn't make no sense. It's qualities that are in you to strengthen you, so you won't bow to the image. So you won't bow to what they want you to bow to, or to believe what they want you to believe. That's what I'm saying to you. Look within, because all the answers are within, because all things exist in the human imagination. And that is why I would always say that the story of Virgin Mary and Jesus being born from Mary being a virgin, it is the greatest lie that has been ever fed to humanity. And that is why so many people are in mental slavery. And it is the whole world they have bowing to the idol. It is the whole world they have bowing right now to the idol of Corona. So they give them the idol of Jesus, and we realize it's a lie. They give us the idol of academic education, and we realize it's a lie. We start to say, okay, fake teachers and so on. And then they give us the idol of politics, and then we start to expose all these politicians, okay? And what they do, they try to create another idol, okay? So they came up with this virus and have people under fear, covering their face, have preachers saying this is the last day, fulfillment of prophecy and all of this foolishness, when every day of our lives, we are fulfilling prophecies in our lives. When we are supposed to be prophesying our own life and prophesying it consciously. So my brother and my sisters, those in Hollywood who making you thinking that these signs they're doing, they're worshiping some devil or some Satan. The devil, Satan, all of that have to do with your thought. It's your mind. It's your thinking. It's your lower state of thinking. My brother and my sisters, they told you that the devil is an angel. Okay? A fallen angel. What is an angel? An angel is a messenger. What brings message to you and from you? It is your thoughts that bring message to you and from you. It's fallen thoughts. It's fallen negative thought forms. So when you uphold those negative thought forms, that's the devil. So the real devil is your lower self, your ego self, that intellectual self of you. That is why when you bring this message of self-realization to religious people, they want to put up a fight, they want to ask you the most Christians in the world, but they never question the pastor. They never question the teachers in college and in university, like how they would want to question you. They never question the politicians the way that they would not want to question you, because why? The ego self always want to rule. That's their Nebuchadnezzar. So all of these wicked kings you read about in the Bible, it is your lower self is speaking about. Everything you read about the devil, everything you read about fallen angel, your negative thinking, your negative thoughts, any angle you put it. And that's the truth. So my brother and my sisters, my greatest encouragement to you is to look inwardly, to discover that the power is within you and use that power to achieve your every desire. That's why you're told in Psalm 4:4 to commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Go into the stillness, go into that place of meditation. And when you commune with your own heart, commune with your desire. Because a desire is a spiritual sensation. And when you take that, when you have that spiritual sensation, you believe in that spiritual sensation, it will bring an impregnation. And that impregnation will bring a manifestation. It will bring a birth. It's called creation. And you come into your Sabbath, the place of rest, because you would have seen the fulfillment of your desire. But you have to do it as you go to bed. Job 33 gives you the secret. Read Job 33. Verses 14 to 16. Matthew 6:6 teaches you that too. Songs of Solomon, it's there also. Songs of Solomon chapter 3. It's in Habakkuk. It's all over the Bible. It's in 1 Kings chapter 3. With Solomon. And then it says that Solomon, awake and realize it's all a dream. One day you're going to awake and realize it's all a dream. But you have to seek wisdom first. Then comes riches. That's why do not let money be your master. You be the master of money. They put up the idol of mammon right now. The idol of materialism. That's why many people are going to grab the stimulus and satisfy with that. I'm not saying they mustn't take it, but they won't satisfy with that. I'm not saying you mustn't have a job, but while you have a job, work on your goal, work on your dream, have something on the side that you're working on that you can end up and move on. Because there's supposed to be expansion in your life, not stagnation. Anything that stagnates, it smells, it stinks, it gives a bad odor. So my brother and my sisters, what more can I do? And what more can I give to you but to give myself to you? Give myself in terms of giving what to you? Love, joy, peace, happiness, uplifting you. I'm not cursing you. I'm not insulting you, but the preachers are cursing you. And then they brainwash us to tell us certain words are dirty words, curse words, and so on. They are bad words, and they call them profanity. But that's not the truth. Those are empowering words because they can actually think for yourself. That's why when you can think for yourself, you can use them and use them freely. You do not have to wait until you are angry to use those words, because then you will be under a different kind of vibration. But my brother, my sisters, the preachers are the one who be using the curse words, the dirty words, and the bad words, and the curse words at you to keep you under doubt, fear, mediocrity, whereby you're shame and in judgment and condemnation, and you feel no good, and you can't even embrace yourself. You can't see yourself rich. You can't see yourself having the nice things of this life. There's some religious people, especially people in my country. You see something, you might not understand what I'm talking about. Depends on where you live. Okay? But in these countries, you realize in my country there are people who just be waiting for the tourist season. When people escape in the winter and they coming down on tourist ships and they always complaining that the tourists are cheap because they believe these tourist people, they have a lot of money and they're supposed to come and spend a lot of money and they won't change their mentality. Could you imagine that? And sometimes some of these people coming from the tourist ships, they've been saving their money for all the years. They've been putting their money together to take a trip to go to another part of the world. It has always been their goal to travel and go and see other parts of the world. But yet, our people sit back and waiting for tourists to come and spend money. And then the government try to tell them tourism. When I say agriculture is the backbone of every economy. Agriculture is supposed to be the backbone of every economy. And when I speak about agriculture, I'm not just speaking about going out in the physical land. Okay, only. I'm speaking about going inwardly and planting the right seed, cultivating the right seed, plowing your mind and preparing your mind. That's why the Garden of Eden was given to you, to plow it and to take care of it and to plant the right seed in it and to bring forth. The Garden of Eden is not about a man, Adam and Eve. You have atom and electrons. You are to create. So my brother and my sisters, I'm pointing you to look not a place but to look inwardly. There's no greater message that I could have brought to humanity. That's the reason why when I was 17 years of age, I was given the coat of many colors, which is the rainbow. That's why this is a rainbow generation. And those of you who would listen to me and this message resonate with you, and you will come under the same rainbow like me, there's a rainbow around me. Okay, most people don't see it, but there's a rainbow around me. Okay, when I was 17, I was given the rainbow. And when I was 30, I met that burning bush that doesn't consume. And I have to speak the truth. The man that came from the burning bush that doesn't consume looks just like me. I was a melanated one. And then my brother and my sister had visitation from an extraterrestrial that looked just like me, but was far much more darker than me. So they're hiding things from us. Those who are behind the whole system, they're hiding another thing from us. So my brother and my sisters, and then after I had my experience at age 30, I was told that when I reached the age of 415, 415 is 9, I come to my higher self and I will know what is my purpose. I'm here carrying out my purpose, pointing you to discover your purpose. And to discover your purpose, you have to look inwardly. That is why the power is within. Abdullah taught Neville that the power is within. That is why I have to always say the Jesus story is nonsense. And you have to tell the truth, though it's gonna hurt. There are people who literally hate me because I call Jesus an idol and say Jesus is false. And as I say, I don't deal with race, but I'm saying it is something to keep you believing in race and something to get you to lift one race above another race so that there will be division and you won't believe that all of us are one and that there's only one power. So this whole Jesus belief thing is to cause division. That's why you have some are Adventists, some are Methodist, some are Anglican, some are Jehovah's Witness, some is this, some is that. And then there are those who say that they are Hebrew Israelites. And that the Middle East is supposed to be there where there is a far as Israel. And there's far as Jews. And far as Israelites, because we are all Israelites. Israel, to be an Israelite means to rule as God. Israel is to rule as God. Some people say Isis, Ra, and El. I know El is God, for sure. So my brother and my sisters, this thing is not about race, and this thing is not about any kind of division. This thing is about realizing that we are a collective. We are all a collective consciousness. We are all infinite awareness experiencing itself. That's who we are. Infinite awareness experiencing itself. We are all God. And this is the house which God resides. That is why God don't dwell in temples made of hands. Acts 17 tells you that. You don't dwell in temples made of hands. Our body is the temple of the living God, the Almighty, our Creator, which is our own human imagination. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful for Abdullah, for his life, for his work, for his life, 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 for his li this rabbi from Ethiopia who knew the Kabbalah and who knew the real language of the Bible, real Hebrew. He knew real Hebrew and could have spoken many other languages, as Neville would have said, and he taught Neville well. But deep within the mind of Abdullah, he was preparing Neville to bring a message to all of humanity. But I have to be honest, I have to be true. Many people hate that truth from us. And I have to say it. Many people spoke about Neville. Many people are speaking the same truth and they would never even mention Neville. I could call name, but I wouldn't call name the people who are teaching this thing and they charge so much money. They don't mention Neville, they don't mention Abdullah. But there are people who don't like when you come out and you speak the truth, yet they're claiming to be conscious. There's some people who tell themselves that they're so conscious and that they're so woke that they're not going to highlight certain things. You're fooling yourself. Because this truth is to awake everyone. Therefore, there are those who will be offended also from you speaking the truth. And even the Bible tells you, if you speak and you don't offend others, you got to be somehow or the other hypocrite, compromising somewhere along the line. And I'm not afraid to say the most affected people around the world where ignorance of self is concerned, they look like me. Because most of them have a colonial mentality. I live in a country that was once, and I should even say it was once a colony, a Great Britain. It is still a colony because they still have a governor general. And the Prime Minister still answers to the Governor General. And where the Governor General is sitting used to be the place where the mystics used to sit. I'm not going to go into that. That's a book coming where I do with my country. Because the very history they taught us was a lie concerning our own country. It's a lie. So, my brother and my sisters, you know, I can go on and on and on. But the main key, and what I really want to teach you, is that the power is within you. And there's no other power. They have no other power. There is no other power than the power that is within you. Therefore, you are responsible for your damn self. And there's a law of Goya, which is get off of your ass. Do not think something gonna just fall in your lap. They've been teaching you law of attraction, but law of attraction have the word action in it. You have to put action to that which you believe. So my brother and my sisters, James, the book of James told you, do not just be a hearer. Don't be like the man who be holding your reflection in a mirror and going away and forget what manner of man you are. Do not be a forgetful hearer, but you must be a doer. So my brother and my sisters, if you are a doer already and you've been blessed with this message of the secret of the ancient, and you haven't been sharing it, I'm encouraging you to share it. Share it with friends, share it with family. Many would disagree with you. Yes, they would. They would resist you. And you have to understand, when you were taught something from a little child, and it's been placed in your subconscious mind, it's not so easy it's not so easy when you become an adult to actually just get rid of it. Okay, that is why they who put the system in place understood what it meant in the Bible when it says that if you train up a child in the way that they should go, that when they become older, they will not depart from it. And many people in our country believe, if they train up their child to believe in the Bible as secular Christianity, as secular history, I should say, if they believe in secular Christianity, that is the way they should go. So it is ignorance happening over and over and over and over among our people. That is why Africa has so much wealth. But the people who live in Africa, they are not the ones who are inheriting the wealth. There are more poverty in Africa than anywhere else when there's so much riches right there. And others are just feasting off of the wealth because why? They give them secular Christianity and they're going to turn around and call someone like me crazy. Yes, I am crazy. Yes, I am insane. Yes, I am mad. M-A-D. Mystically adept divinity. That's who I am. So with that, me say, my brother and my sisters, I'm saying to you, claim that you are God in flesh and operate in your God power, which is your inner power. So, my brother and my sisters, if you've been listening to me, and remember, everyone is my brother and my sister throughout this entire world. Okay, just one being. We are just God in flesh. Okay, if you've been listening to me and what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it is resonating with you, then it is for you. So if you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. But let me remind you, as usual, that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye, yes, 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 the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And that is why I'm bringing this light to you, my brothers and sisters, saying to you, the single eye is not an evil symbol. For when that single eye opens within you, you would ascend on high like a fiery being. You would hear the unearthly wind, but first of all, you would experience that mighty shaking. And when you exit your skull, you would realize that you have rolled the stone away from the tomb, and you have come out from the tomb, and there's an empty tomb. And then you will understand your Christ self and understand the true crucifixion, the true resurrection. Then you will understand the true virgin birth. And that is why I have a lecture on Amazon called The Secret Vagina. That's the lecture. And right now I'm doing the book. I think I'm still on chapter 10. Doing that book, getting that book ready for you. The Secret Vagina, to help you to awake, to even help your relatives and your friends and friends to awake out of their amnesia. And that is why I always give you the symbol of the single eye, saying to you that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no life. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Therefore, my brother and my sister, the Bible teaches you in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And the sun has never withhold any good thing from you. And the sun is what powers all of humanity. Also, in Malachi 4:2, you're told that the Son of Righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that's why, my brother and my sister, I always say to you that it is very stupid for anyone to believe that there's an S-O-N that can exist on the face of this earth, as in Jesus, who can be called the light of the world. Because there's no S-O-N that can exist unless there first be the S-U-N. So this whole story of Jesus is the biggest lie that has been ever fed to humanity. That's why, my brother and my sisters, I'm encouraging you to believe in yourself, because your mind power is the power you're supposed to be using. So use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, to achieve your every desire. For the power is within you. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.